guys, this week's tech tip, we're going to be showing you what the best way is to tie in a Peep sight. There are several different ways, and there's one way that I think is best. Once you have your Peep set, which you should do, and we would encourage you to install the Peep sight into the string and shoot a couple of arrows, making sure that the Peep is set where you want it to be. After that is complete, you can either do a half hitch on either side of the Peep, or you can tie a serving around the Peep itself, or what I like to do is do a serving where you're starting the serving at one end, going all the way up around the Peep and down the other side. Completely locks the Peep sight in place so it cannot move. So going back to what I said in the beginning, it is very, very important to make sure that the Peep is set correctly before you tie it in this way, but once you do, it's perfect. Anybody can do this. You really don't even need a bow press. I have very little pressure on the bow itself, on the string itself. So you can literally do this with your bow in your lap in your house. Okay, to get started, we're going to take a small section of serving, 18 inches, 20 inches long, not really that specific. This happens to be, I think, 18,062 XS braid in black. I have the bow, the top of the bow to my left, bottom of the bow to my right, Peep sight in front of me, and I'm going to serve on the top of the Peep down, so I'm serving from left to right across the Peep sight. Something right there. Okay, so we're going to start going on the bottom side of the string. I'm going to leave about a 3-inch tag end. I'm going to do 2 wraps around the string. I'll show you this. So you have the tag end here, 2 wraps. Now I'm going to fold this tag end over and add a few more wraps around the string. This takes a little bit of practice, but it's not that hard to do. Now I've got 5 wraps, and now this tag end is held in place. I can push this back and pull this tight. Just pulling it snug. Now I'm adding about 4 or 5 more wraps to get to 10. Once I'm to 10, or somewhere close to that, I'm going to pull this tag end to the left and add 2 more wraps around the string. Now I can actually slide this up into place where I want it because it's not super tight yet. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is walk up this leg of the string, and how I'm going to do that is take this into the string like so. And so you're basically just doing a loose serve around the string itself. And in this case, we'll go 4. So we have 4 little mini wraps, and this is snug. Now I'm up to my Peep sight. Now I'm going to take 2 wraps around the Peep in that groove. Now here's the important part. I'm ended up over here on the right side. I'm now going to come up through the bottom, through this gap in the string. And in this case, I'm going to pull this all the way up tight so that this tag end is pushing up against the Peep sight that holds it in place. Now I'm doing the same thing here as I did on the top side, but I'm going to come up from the bottom so that I can continue to serve away from myself. Okay, once you're at that point, I'm adding a couple of wraps, which is the exact same thing that we did up here on the top side, pulling it tight. Now I'm going to do the tie off. And so all I'm doing here is going to hold this with my fingers and actually can make a loop and then do a serving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we'll go 9 wraps around the string. I'm taking this tag end over and laying it on top of my other serving tag end and wrapping this around the string. As I wrap this around the string side by side, this is unwinding to my right. This is pretty simple, really. And once I get to the end, I have a nice loop. And all I've got to do is pull this tag end, if I can get a hold of it, and that pulls this nice and tight, just like that. Now what I like to do is take a pair of pliers, needle nose works best, I don't happen to have those, and just pull this a little bit snug. That cinches everything down nice and tight. Take a razor blade or a sharp knife, be careful not to cut the string, and cut it about leaving an 1/8 inch to a 1/4 inch of tag end. Once you have that completed, you're going to burn this tag end down, which will lock all of this in place. Be careful to make sure the tag end is sticking up or out, not under the string. I want to have my lighter above the string, melting that in nice and tight. I'm going to turn this bottom one and do the exact same thing. And there you have a perfectly tied in Peep. So there you have it. The easy way to tie in a Peep sight yourself. You can have a perfectly tied in Peep sight which you know will never move. Good luck with that, and check back soon. Before you know it, it'll be time for next week's tip.